All right, friends. Well, we actually almost got. Isn't that a beauty? That little one, Vartan?
Oh, this is the skinny.
That's the skinny guy. So here's our blowdown at Vartan's. Two amazing. Look at the heartwood. Look how much dry wood is in these firs. Look, you see the red in the middle, and the sapwood on the outside. Well, that's if you want to start a fire, like we've done over here. You want to. There's lots of tinder around, but you want to concentrate on that heartwood. So what we're going to do is I got a load of wood. I probably won't even have to start the truck, to be honest. The only reason I'll start the truck is to get brakes. But over here, friends, we've got, I'm thinking about, so this is right along our trail, right? Retreat Road. Saddle there, but I'm going to bucket right on the buck there so that I can basically keep this as level as possible for a bench, a power saw bench. I've made a few in my time. Let's get the Mac 1010.
So friends, you know, you throw a video up on the internet 7 years ago or something and you teach people how to tune an old Mac, and 2 seconds later they're asking you how you tune an old Mac. So anyways, friends, I'm just going to show you the process of when I fire up an old saw, what I do. You see what's happening? The chain is spinning right now. And you would think, if that was a new saw, you'd think, crack the throttle a couple times, see if it'll settle down. Well, friends, these saws are different. You watch what'll happen here. This will idle down on its own in about a minute. I'm going to show you what happens here. Don't start turning screws on this thing. Let them settle down. Well, for those of you that are new here, that is a saw from the 60s, 70s. And it's 54 cc's. That's a 28-inch bar, full house. There's a ground chain on that. Ground chain. 28-inch bar, 54 cc's. Okay? Just so if you're wondering.
These saws have a mind. Guys, they don't, you gotta treat this like an old school woman. They need time to warm up. They don't just jump into the rack with you. You don't start turning screws on her and trying to get her to idle right. Just let her, give her some time. Look at it. It took her about 2 minutes to warm up to me. There she sits. It's like breaking a horse. People get all excited. Okay. Let's pull this log out of here. I'm just gonna put the weight of the truck on and you guys can watch it. It's literally, I got a full load on, so it's just gonna pull it out, friends. I'm not even, like, I'll just put you on wide here. I just need it to here. I don't want it to get dirty. It's gonna ride that fulcrum. I want this clean, super clean. I'm not even gonna have to take my freaking, I probably won't even have to start the truck. And I've only got a series of wraps. Friends, you got what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you this because you don't need knots when you're in a situation like this. Just a series of wraps on the truck. Look, I'm gonna zoom in. I want you to see it. Look, see that? There's no knots. It's literally a series of about 10 wraps, and that's it. That's her. I might even get a little smarter here as I might even set myself a fulcrum because this is gonna come down to about here. That's gonna get up, that may fall. Let's see. That's gonna ride, and then it's gonna kick out right about there. That should get me there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All ready to buck, all in the air, no dirt, friends. Just the last piece where it hit the sand. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So, and there's my bench standing level. You see? Look at it didn't drop an inch. Now when I carve a bench into it, it's ready to go. Shaklank, level. So there's always, because you can create a huge problem for yourself. So let's get this Mac out and start cutting with this Mac, just for having a little fun. Let's freaking do it, hey? Let's do it. So I knew when I could stop. See this? Let's get it on. my fulcrum that I threw out, which gave me this. Now what I do is I buck 3/4, I leave it all together, and then I roll the whole thing. You guys got me? Yeah, you get the point, right? You get the feel of this. I'm going to edit through now because it is what it is, friends. It's a 54cc saw. I love these. It was a big part of the channel back in the day, friends. Remember? I mean, it was. I was running the Max all the time, but then when I got these saws like these 86ers and these other ported saws, you know, they're so much fun to run. Here's a little blurb of one. let Saul do any work. Yeah. I just like old things. So that's where this whole thing started for me is I mean, I drive old trucks. I've driven old trucks since the day I got my driver's license. I got my driver's license I was 19 years old when I got my driver's license. We never had any money, so I rode a pedal bike until I was 19 years old and got rides from my best friend and people who had cars and money. I graduated when I was 19 and I rode the bus and the pedal bike. We lived way out in Yellow Point. My first car, I was 19 years old and I mowed lawns for it. It was a 1973 Ford Pinto station wagon with a 4-cylinder in it. It was. Anyway, I just like old things and I love old power saws. But I've said it since I've opened the channel. This is for fun. When it's time to production, time to get wood down and people pay you to, their bank account is their timber. You don't play around with stuff like that. You get on the Huskies or the Stills or whatever you're running and you do that. So just a quick thank you for watching. And we got a bunch more vintage saws we're going to get into, friends. But I love running my ported freaking Huskies and that 500i that I got from Ripsaw. I mean, I got some wild footage coming up for you. So I'm just glad you're here. Thanks for watching. Work hard, be honest, and be kind to one another. You have a choice. You have a choice. But if you're not feeling that good about yourself and you've done some things and made some decisions that doesn't allow your self-esteem to kind of flourish, you can change that. You can start giving and start being a better person. You can do it right now. Integrity starts now. When you look up and say, I know I've goofed off, forgive me for that. Forgiveness is when you stop doing it. You're sorry when you stop doing things that create nothing, right? That's when you're sorry, is when you stop doing it. If you keep doing things and saying sorry and repenting for it and going to whatever and confessing and then going out and doing the same thing, you're not sorry. You're sorry when you're done. I'm pumped up today. I don't know why. I love yous. Work hard, be honest, and be kind to one another, and I'll catch you on the next freaking video.